On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for MattieC's Sports for you and me.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with.
All right, everybody, MattieC Sports. I got a very special guest. This man right here is the heavyweight combat champion and the inaugural first heavyweight champ. We got Sam Smiling Alvey. How you doing today, man?
I am feeling wonderful, just loving life. And I gave a seminar up in Cincinnati last night, so I'm on my ride home right now.
True business, man. So, bro, you know, those belts are awesome, man. They look sick. Like, how's it feel like, you know, of course, getting the belt twice and stuff like that? Like, how does it feel to be holding that thing with you every day? I'd wear that thing like it was like a T-shirt.
Oh, I've got it in the back seat of my truck right now. No, it rides with me everywhere. It's a wonderful feeling, and it's a world title. I am the greatest. I am the greatest karateka in the world, and that belt is just proof of it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I started to fall in love with this karate combat, man, because it's such a good advantage knowing, you know, who can say that a fight promotion and you can see it on YouTube live and direct, you know, and with good fighters, good locations, and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, you know, coming from you, who's been in the Octagon and been here, you've been in the UFC. You had a great career in that remark, and, you know, dude, like I told you before this, like you started this game 2 months before I graduated high school, man, or after. I'm sorry, but like, you know, going into the pit, it looks like the coolest like place to fight. So like that compared to the Octagon, like how does it feel to like just jump in the pit like that?
So watching fights, I much prefer to watch a fight in the pit. I hate watching fights in the octagon. And you watch everybody in audience, nobody's looking at the octagon, they're all looking at the TV screens above it. Octagon is a terrible way to watch a fight. It just is. But the pit, it's great. I love watching it in the pit. And then fighting in the pit, it's different. I like fighting in the octagon. I really do. It's a lot of advantages. I've trained how to do it. The pit it's changing the way I have the fight. I can't fight backwards anymore. Going forwards. If I go backwards, I get beat up. So it's had a good influence on changing little things about how I fight.
And like I said, it feels like karate combat is really changing the game of combat sports. You know, like I said, being able to watch like fights for free and, you know, quality fights too. It ain't no joke. You guys are throwing and kicking like nobody's business, and especially your hands, man. Your hands are lethal, man.
They've worked well for me. Yeah, karate combat, they took away all the boring parts. So there's no wrestling, no jiu-jitsu, very little wrestling, limited wrestling, and no jiu-jitsu. And I love both wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but it is the boring part of every fight. As soon as it hits the ground, you'll kind of sense, there's a moment of, and then it's, get back up. And karate combat just took care of it. So you can only stay on the ground if you're punching the guy.
And for you, man, you make it like through yourself and through your social media, you make it look fun, bro. Like you had the cigar in hand, just chilling outside, just like, yeah, whatever, man. Who wants it? I can take two of you at once if you want. So I thought that was pretty epic, man.
And I mean it too. Like it wasn't just a social media thing. I have fought my last 3 fights as an amateur were in the same night. I would love to do it again, and I won that tournament. I'd win this one too. Winner takes all. I will, and it'll be the first time in history the champion is volunteering to put his belt on the line. I'll fight you both in the same night. That's
the most epic thing ever, man. And you know, Marcus Perez fought at Combat 50 the other day, not too long ago, and he had an impressive win, the TKO. I'll admit he had good elbows and took that guy right down, and he automatically said, "I want the belt." And through the commentary I was hearing, like, they were saying, like, "Oh, well, we got to see a new champ." It's like, why? You want to see these people? You want to see Sam? You're the people everybody's looking about. You're the one that's like the popular thing right now. So why would you want to take that away? You got to earn. You got to earn your shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he had a great fight, and I would smash him. So I want to fight. And it's Alvin is the other guy he's been floating in my DMs for a minute. Great fighter, incredible stuff. And I would smash him. And I just want the opportunity to do it. This year, December, put me back in that pit.
Man, I'd love to see it, man. And, going back, I mean, I seen you through the UFC, and it wasn't like with wins and losses, you always fought to the end, and most of your fights went to decision. So it's always a good thing to see a guy who will never give up, and that's like one of my sayings is to never give up, and you're that type of person, it seems.
No, I love this sport. I love what it's blessed me with. I love the life it has helped me create. And I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight every second I'm in that octagon, that pit, that ring.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about was new guy comes in, and that was from KC50 as well, was a local fighter here, Joe Giannetti. He got the question mark kick last week. So what'd you think of that one?
Hey, he beat my boy. Now, I don't know Jenkins, but I fought on a lot of cards with him, and he's a great guy. So I was disappointed with somebody I enjoy watching losing. But, man, that was a pretty kick. That was set up so well.
Yeah, and, again, I like him. I like Brendan, too. Like, he brings the wig out. He's kind of like that nonchalant, like, I'll bring a six-pack to the pit and let's go party type of deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it was a beautiful question mark kick. You don't see him often. And what was even cooler about it is he predicted it. I'm going to question mark kick him. And then he did, like a minute in.
Yeah, I was very shocked in it. But coming from a guy like me who is in the region he's fighting in most of the time, like I was like, good for you, man. That's some good shit, man. That's some good shit. But like, yeah. I'd like to see newcomers coming in. I've interviewed Edgar Scrivers, who's another great fighter in the pit, and he's been back and forth with fighting for titles. And like I said, karate combat's on the rise, and it's guys like you that have been the pioneers for this sport, and you still keep going.
Yeah, well, I tell everyone, karate combat's been around since 2017. I want to say, didn't start getting great until I signed up, and I mean it. I don't know that I was particularly the thing that did it. Point to watch where the production value went up, the fights got better, and more people are talking about it.
And tell me what it's like with Mr. President Awesome, man. How is he like to work with in karate combat?
He loves the fighters. Like, he's a coach himself. He fought years ago. He is about the fight more than he's about anything else. And it's so wonderful to be able to work with him, to be able to chat with him. And he's very open to phone calls too. I've talked to him more than once. He is pro. If it's going to help the fighter, we're going to do it. And it's a lot of fun to work with someone like that. And then he's got a big personality too. And that's fun. He doesn't have, they call him Dana Brown because he's Dana White at Karate Combat. He enjoys the sport. He knows what it takes to make a good fighter memorable, and he helps every fighter with that.
He seems like a really stand-up dude and like a fun character in his own, Like when he was in Playa del Carmen with you, he was wearing the sombrero, like he was all in it and looking like he was having fun. I think he even had a fight at Rick Ross's house, I think, too, right? Something crazy.
Even
like
what?
That. He even had a fight at Rick Ross's
No, I
house.
didn't hear. Yeah, I think it was his mama's house. But yeah, he had a fight in the backyard, and it was awesome.
So going forward, Sam, like what are your goals for, I mean, coming to the end of the year? I know you want to fight whenever a fight arises, but like, you know, are are you looking for December and then just like, is there a practical like fight number you want to like have during, the end of the year and next year? Like some guys say 5 fights in a year or, stuff like that.
My, my record is 12 fights in 1 year. I don't know that I'll be able to do that with karate combat, but if I can, I will. As long as I'm not injured, I'm in. And that's really it. I just want to, if I can get 2 fights done in one day in December, I want it. I want it to happen. I love fighting. It is as much fun as a man can have on 2 feet, and it's just part of who I am. I want to do it as much as I can until I can't anymore.
Well, shit, man, you've been doing it a long time and still at a high level. I love it, man. It's always a good thing to see. And with this year coming up, I mean, I'm sure there's big things on the horizon. And being the heavyweight champ right now, like, is there anybody else trying to come at you, like gunning for you per se?
Well, being the champ, they all are. But the fight I'm trying to get, and he won't take it, is Luke Rockhold. I will knock Luke Rockhold out, and he knows it. So he's going to say he's just going to act like he hasn't seen the posts. He's going to act like it hasn't been offered to him. But he's in that part of his career. He's done great things in the early Rockhold age. Now he doesn't want the hard fight. Now he wants the fun fight, the easy fight. And that's not me.
Absolutely, man. I've seen it, man. That you just pretty much you'll fight anybody anywhere, and that's what's up, man. So I gotta ask, like, what do they call? Where did the name Smiling come from? Your nickname?
I'm just a happy guy. I have always been a smiley fella. And then it kind of fits each other. Or the name Smile and Sam, it fits. So it's really fair from the beginning. That's my dad came up with it first. I had a few professional fights, so let's run with it. And now I get recognized more as a smiley guy, right? More than I do by Sam.
Yeah, it was hard for me to say. So do I got the go ahead? I can call you Smiling now.
You can call me Smiling.
And the other thing I always wonder too is, there's not a pit at a gym. You know what I mean? Like where you can train in the pit. So like the difference is in that, like, a boxing ring or, an octagon in some gyms. Like, was it difficult at first to like kind of transition from like either a boxing ring or a UFC cage to the pit?
No, but it probably could have been, should have been. I've just got a lot of experience. Now, I've never fought in a pit. Well, I had never fought in a cage or a pit at the time, but I'd fought so many other places in so many other ways. I was able to map it out in my head pretty well. I'm hoping to build a pit in my backyard. I got 5 acre ranch, and then the back acre, back quarter, I'd like to build a pit myself. But I haven't yet.
So we got to talk to the president. We got to have him build you one in your backyard. Then you throw the body and you have the fight to your house.
Oh, my wife wouldn't let me do that. She'd kill me.
So going forward, you got a great, you're with Powell, and you got a great gym out there. And what's it like working with those guys?
I'm sorry, say that again, sir. You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. With your gym, like how is the atmosphere and how is it training with all these guys, in your gym?
Yeah. So, most of the time I train is in a Guardian MMA in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. And it's a wonderful gym. It has some really good talent, some up and coming talent. And then there's me kind of at the top. I put a bounty on my head. I said, if any of you guys can knock me out, I'll give you $50. So I put a bounty on my head. They're good shooting for it. I'm hoping they don't get it, but they're going to try. Then I worked down in Chattanooga, Militia MMA, Tom Galicchio's gym. I coached down there. I'm heading down that way right now. And they've got it's a younger gym than Guardian, but they have got some real talent in there. And then because I'm a bigger dude, anytime I need to find a bigger dude to work with, I go out to Vegas and California. And that's kind of been my go-to is I've got Team Quest, Guardian, and Militia.
That's always great to see, like family atmosphere gyms. You know, some gyms are very exclusive, or you know, I've seen it in there, and I've also seen it in the boxing world where, you know, like if you go in there, like who's this guy trying to spar, or who is this guy trying to roll, like.
Right.
You know, it's a hard thing to find. And, you know, I believe you talked about it before, you know, having that not perfect, but that gym to go to where it's just like you guys just come in and you just start going instead of, you know, any judgment or anything.
Yeah, all the gyms I work at, they love families. They love their members. They love producing champions. And it's been a lot of fun getting to grow with them.
So my last question is, Sam, you know, you hold the belt right now. You got two guys that want to go at it with you, and you know, and could be potentially more. There probably is a list going beyond belief. But besides that heavyweight champion belt, like what else are your goals that you're aspiring for the future?
I want to become the greatest karate combat champion that will ever be. And I'm going to destroy everyone doing it. You know, you see those records. John Jones has X amount of title defenses, even though he cheated and all of them. Or GSP has the most takedowns, or Mighty Mouse has the most. I want to be one of those guys that have the stat that everybody tries to beat and nobody can. I want to have the most defenses, the least amount of strikes thrown because they're not getting around really. The biggest takeouts. I want to have so many records in the organization that 200 years from now, people are still going to be looking back saying that Smiling Sam, he was the first and best champion that this organization has ever had.
Well, man, I really respect the hell out of your career. Like, you know, coming from when you know, started your AME at 2007 to now, and you know, you just been going along and doing your thing, and you know, it's very hard to get in the UFC. You were in there a long fucking time, and that, and Bellator, and you know, now karate combat. It's amazing, man. It's amazing to see what you have done with your career, and you know, I don't think you're holding. It's cool as fuck to see those golden belts with the gold gloves, man. That's some badass shit.
I have been blessed. I didn't expect this career. I just worked hard to get it. Here I am, and I'm beyond belief of what the good Lord has put in front of me. Now I just got to take advantage of it, and you know, all glory to Him.
Absolutely. So, is there anybody you want to, you know, shout out?
Trevor Wells, he was Ultimate Fighter here not long ago. He's got a fight coming up, so everyone watch him. And then again, follow me on my YouTube. I love doing the longer form content. It's a lot more difficult than TikTok, and I love my TikTok. But follow me on YouTube as well. It's Smiling Sam on all social medias.
Excellent, man. So hopefully we'll see you in the cage in December. And it's been great talking to you, man. And everybody, you got to follow this man. Follow Sam Smiling Alvey, and you're going to see him very soon, whether it be the end of this year or beginning of next year. So, Sam, thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, man. And drive safe, and all glory to you, my brother.
Hey, thank you, my friend. We'll talk again soon.
All right, everybody. It's MattieC, Sam Smiling Alvey, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching MattieC Sports. Follow MattieC Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also follow Matt Cameron 23 on X.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with. I bring the flow with lyrical stamina, rapping a million miles. One point I'm an animal, then I'm a cannibal, taking my pick and I pounce.
MattieC Sports is a Sinista1 production.